What's not friendly about this one?
Well, where do you go through here? Where is it telling me that you're welcome in here?
I don't know. To me, that looks like the old Institute of Living where people.
Where you're protected, right? Where you're protected from the outside, right?
Yeah.
They had a lot to say about not to have a fence. We gotta have a parking garage so the green space we can use.
About that before I go green.
And also they pushed a lot about this is not just for the school, but also a lot of community use.
Ultimately, the team proposed a spectacular plan, including state-of-the-art schools for children of all ages. The only catch was money. This remarkable complex came with a remarkable price tag of $100 million.
How you doing?
So, Trinity and the other major institutions who had once closed their gates on the neighborhood now opened their wallets to try to bring it back to life.
We were just pleased and amazed at the wonderful nature of the project that we were being asked to support.
With their own money in hand, SINA approached the city, state, and private sources to contribute the rest. And luckily, there was government money earmarked for new schools. Against all odds, it seemed like the learning corridor would be completed. But as often happens in big projects, one more problem. The land had been an old bus garage and had become a heavily polluted brownfield site. Nothing could be built without a massive cleanup effort. 10 months and $13 million later, construction of the learning corridor could finally begin.
The groundbreaking for the Learning Corridor was probably one of the most exciting moments in my life. I knew that the people that were there for political reasons or economic reasons or connections, but they viscerally didn't know what that Learning Corridor meant to us. They couldn't yet. They just couldn't. The kids that were there, though, I felt that they knew what was happening. They knew this was something pretty amazing.
Construction brought an added bonus for the neighborhood: jobs. SINA, along with the Community Job Center and the Masons Union, created a program to train local people to do masonry work.
It's not just the money that they're making, it's the way that this training, this program has changed these people's life. They feel so proud the way that this has turned their life around.
The physical changes in the neighborhood made a huge difference, but buildings alone do not turn a neighborhood around. The success of the revitalization effort would depend on the kinds of activities the buildings would attract.
Everybody's gonna come out. You finished your homework?
So, SINA sought partnerships with educators, artists, and after-school programs. One of the first groups to sign on was the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, an after-school program that teaches children through educational and recreational activities.
It is help a lot for the simple reason is that our kids have a safe place to be at.
What does it say about the weather?
The program is run by the student at Trinity. I see this kid looking at the student from Trinity as role models, and it is important for kids in the neighborhood to see that.
A club.
The young students at Trinity who are volunteering their time at the Boys and Girls Club are learning as much in life as they're teaching those 8 and 10-year-old kids. They're learning about stereotypes and how wrong they are. They're learning about community. They're learning about their neighbors.
Join your team?
It makes a big difference because you're always dealing with positive people who look like you. I mean, you see a young Hispanic male that's going to college and he's working at the Boys and Girls Club. When I was 11 years old, the role model I had was the guy down the street, selling the drugs. So when you did meet someone who was going to college, it made a big influence in your life. How'd you do so far?
With the momentum gathering, other programs joined in as well. Soon, Hartford's acclaimed Academy for the Performing Arts announced that it too would make its new home at the Learning Corridor.
I am ecstatic about the Academy coming to the Learning Corridor. And I first learned about the Academy because many of my former students have gone there. So I already knew what a fantastically gifted program that they do for their children.
Regrettably, culture and art have become for the people who are wealthy. I find that to be stunning, and we need to have theaters in the neighborhoods where people can engage culture.
I think it's going to have a big impact because it's going to expose the kids to dance, theater, music at an early age, and it may touch a few hearts. And next thing you know, our kids will be going there on scholarships or whatever.
Already, the Learning Corridor is having an effect on its neighbors. It's starting to live up to its incredible promise.
One type of job.
Discovered, sorry. Did we measure the water today?
When people drive by, it's not just a school. It's something important things has happened here. It just creates sense of pride and identity as an important corner of this city.
Because of the Learning Corridor, we've seen a lot of changes in the neighborhood. Properties start going back up. Everybody's trying to fix their homes. We have a program in the neighborhood that allows you to borrow money at a low rate to fix your house. And we encourage people in the neighborhood to fix their houses.
I've had my house appraised recently within the past 2 years, and my house is about $90,000 now. So that's a wonderful leap from $12,000.
Trinity is seeing results as well. They're up 77% in applications and 144% in early admissions. But the real reward is watching the neighborhood come back to life.
I see a neighborhood that's coming alive with faces that are truly a picture of America.
People are sitting on their front stoops or their front porches more. Kids are playing on the streets more.
The success here in Hartford does not have to be an isolated example. Universities and other major institutions around the country are starting to take a hard look at working with the communities outside their doors. And they're coming to Hartford to see how it was done.
I'd like to think that our project in Hartford, in a tough area of Hartford, gave people confidence that you can do anything if you're prepared to throw your hat over the wall and go over the wall and get it.